What verse?
And then I'm gonna think as I go.
Okay.
Yeah, brother, whatever. All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, we'll give all praises to one is to our apostles and elders, very great millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. What's today, the 7th?
The 8th.
Yeah, 8th. Okay, so it's another Camp New Year, right? This year was coined year that hopefully the Lord brings all the prophecies to pass, this year, aka meaning we out of here. The one that we looking for the most is that chip being pushed, which is the RFID microchip. Okay, and another one that's part of prophecy is that because we're gonna go into Revelation 18, we're gonna go into little details about how America, this great whore, is gonna be when it's judged, but the things it's guilty of, and how these other countries became rich through her. And a lot of it was off our backs. That's why the scripture in that same chapter it says to rejoice over them. The reason we're going to rejoice is because of this war and the free labor that they put us through. This country, through the oppression of the Israelites, was able to get very wealthy, and not just this country, but many other countries.
Right.
And that's why those countries are going to wail and be upset when this place gets destroyed in 1 hour by thermonuclear missiles and the chariots of fire coming to the Lord, right? Because it's so much history that goes on in this world, you will never really know exactly the free labor, because you can't beat free labor, right? Free labor that our people was forced to work and endure. Okay, we're talking. You think 40 hours a week is bad? We're talking 10 hours, longer than that. 12 hours. Sun up to sundown. Sun up to sundown. Eating garbage. All that for free to build up this man's society, right? And other countries. That's how it's going to be in the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? We don't even really know unless somebody really bring out the history on the history of this building, the history of that building, the history of this bank. Right? You may not know it, but slavery would happen in England and in Europe too. Big time. Big time. It's not just America. But guess who they learned it from? America. Guess who they followed in the footsteps of? America. The Lord knows the seas and knows all of them. Okay? That's why when this place gets destroyed, these other countries are going to wail over it. Because they know the history. They know their roots. Right?
Book of Revelation, chapter 18 and verse 1. It reads, "And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and it's become the habitation of devils."
Right. Become the habitation of devils. Okay, well, that's a precept right there. Who knows what that's talking about? It says a habitation of devils.
Isaiah 13.
Go ahead and pull that one. In fact, read that verse again.
Verse 2. "And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and it's become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird."
Right. So who knows what that's? He calls it precept.
Basically, that when America gets destroyed after ICBM missiles hit this place, basically all the desert creatures are going to be inhabited over here in this land.
That's right. That's right. And in fact, Atazwan, can you get Isaiah 34 and 11?
So, vultures and owls, serpents.
That's right. He's right. First glance, they just talking about basically wicked people. They're unclean in the spirit. It's actually talking about what's going to physically take place. What's physically going to take place is that this landmass is still going to be here. It's just going to be the habitation of what you call unclean entities. So right now, where we're standing, we're going in the kingdom, Lord, we're going to be able to come right back here, and we're going to see desert, okay? We're going to see lizards, right? Owls, all that right here. Like, we used to camp there. You know,
Yeah.
my home was right here, and that's gonna be a spit in his face to these Edomites because this land that they so much love. What more better than to turn it into a place that's gonna be inhabited by desert creatures, and they're gonna love it here, all right? Because this is a large land mass, all for some creatures. Okay, they're gonna love it. Okay, that's what this place gonna turn to.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 13. I'm going to start at verse 19 and go on down. And it says, in Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees, excellency shall be as when Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelled from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of dolphin creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there. And the wild beasts of the islands shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces. And her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged.
Right? Now that's talking about Babylon, right? Did that come to pass? Where's Babylon today? No, the physical.
Oh, the physical one, Iraq.
It's modern day Iraq. So it's still being inhabited by people.
Right.
So they're showing you that obviously this is talking about a new Babylon. So that's what when you read the book of Revelation, this is how you understand the mystery. Because when you read Revelation 18, I don't know.
Babylon. Yeah, Babylon is falling. Yeah, verse 2. Read again. Top of this 2. Revelation 18:2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and it's become the habitation of devils.
Right, so there's an old Babylon, then there's a new Babylon. When you read the book of Isaiah and Jeremiah, you'll be reading about Babylon, right, and Nebuchadnezzar, right? So you'll be thinking, oh, that's talking about there. It depends, right? A lot of it's prophecy talking about a new Babylon. Because when you read the book of Revelation, he talks about a new Babylon, and John was on the Isle of Patmos when he wrote it, right? Which was an exile, basically for the Christians, right? That was during the Roman Empire. So that was well after Babylon. So you read these prophecies from Isaiah and Jeremiah about what's going to happen in Babylon, but then you see when Babylon fell, all it was a transition of power. He fell, led by Darius and Cyrus. He fell and they came into power. So it was just taken over. So obviously that prophecy wasn't talking about that. It's talking about now this new Babylon. And you're not going to find a place named Babylon the Great. Which is the Bible.
He fell by Nebuchadnezzar fell by Cyrus. Darius fell by Alexander the Great.
So it wasn't destroyed, the fire, it wasn't, it was a transition of power, right? So this new Babylon, there's a new Babylon, and you're not going to find the words America in the Bible for you simpletons. You're not going to find the words Egypt. You may find some words still, like Egypt, that's in the Bible, yeah, that's still basically being called after his own landmass. Libya, for the most part. Ethiopia. Some people still going by their biblical names, like you got Iranians, but they changed that. I forgot the name of the president. But prior, just recently actually, they were calling themselves Persians.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Persians. Which
that's in the scriptures.
Yeah, that's in the scriptures. You got some Ethiopians, Canaanites, some people probably, they probably call themselves Canaanites. They probably do. I don't know. But you're not gonna, for the most part, you're not gonna find black people, white people, America, New York, Missouri, you know what I'm saying, the Missouri River, right? Russia, you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna find that in the scriptures. Your mind has to be open to what it's talking about. Now, this landmass America is mentioned in the scriptures, right? Remember what's it called?
Asherah.
Asherah. Where's that found?
That's found in Second Ezra chapter 13, around the 40th verse.
Right. And I would have to look up. I believe, to my knowledge, it's just unknown land. I believe that's.
Yeah, it got two names, right? Because I think Solomon called it the land of Ophir.
Could be.
Might.
I have to look up.
That might be South America.
Okay.
Yeah, because Solomon's man, they was over here like all throughout the Americas, like the islands and stuff.
That's right. And so prior to North America, Canada, Mexico, all that, they had their own names. Okay, in the Bible, this side of the land, known as the West, okay, Canada is included, was known as Ashtoreth. That's where the 10 tribes came over. That's how they was already over. See, everything can be found in the scriptures. But you're not going to find Native American, Puerto Rican, Colombian. You're not even going to find a word Spanish, English. You're not going to find that in the scriptures, right? And like you got a lot of Northern Kingdom, right? They hold Spanish so brilliant, but that wasn't your original language. That was forced upon you by the Spaniards, the Guardians. They forced you to learn their language. So now it's a part of your custom, yeah, but you got to know before that. What were you speaking prior to that? You were speaking Hebrew, man. You were speaking Hebrew.
Right.
See? So you got a lot of Northern Kingdom, but I'm Latino, when I speak Spanish, it was forced upon you. It was like English was forced upon us. Prior to that, we spoke Hebrew.
Right.
And we learned, we knew how to communicate with the Hamites over there, right? Paul knew multiple languages. He knew Greek, he knew Hebrew. So we knew how to speak, but Esau forced that in us, you know what I'm saying? So the point is, you're not going to find the words America in the Bible, but you are going to find New Babylon, Babylon the Great, who's also known as Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay, somebody pull that up. You got that, Isaiah? He started verse 8 for me.
Yeah, I would. Let me get that
Make
time.
sure things be careful.
How about verse 6? All right, this is Isaiah 34, verse 6. It says, "The sword of the Lord Yahweh is filled with blood, and is made fat with the fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Lord Yahweh has a sacrifice in Basra, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea."
Idumea is just Esau.
Verse 7. "And the unicorn shall come down with them, and the bullock with the bull, and their land shall be soaked with blood, and their guts made fat with fatness. For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance, and the year of recompense for the controversy of Zion. And the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone, and the land thereof shall become burning pitch."
And see, mind you this is how you know it's talking about New Babylon, right? Because that's a precept to what the brother read in Isaiah.
Okay.
And when you read Isaiah 13, from the first verse, it's the burden of Babylon. I believe that's what it's burden of Babylon. But when you read this chapter, it's telling you Idumea. So Idumea's got to be in charge, right? Which Idumea, which is Esau Edom, he's in charge of New Babylon now. He's also acknowledged as Pharaoh. And the whore that sitteth upon many waters, that sitteth upon the beast, right? You're not going to find President Biden. You're not going to find that in the scripture.
And it's 2023, so
And it's going to change.
a lot of people are saying like Trump might get back in office, which I can actually see that happening. You know, because like Biden pretty much fucked the tech. The economy was already fucked up, but pretty much fucked it up more. And so now it's giving these so-called Republicans a reason to try to vote Trump back in, so they can justify like the gas prices and stuff, you know, inflation and all that. So
This person always going to be the blame. Everything's progressively getting worse. But whoever's in office is always going to blame. That's why don't you ever want to be the president? It's a sucker's job. You know what I'm saying? And a complete sucker's job. You're a sucker, man. Okay? And a punk.
I'll jump back to verse 9. "And the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone, and the land thereof shall become burning pitch. It shall not be quenched night nor day. The smoke thereof shall go up forever. From generation to generation it shall lie waste. None shall pass through it forever and ever. Verse 11, and the cormorant and the bittern shall possess it, the owl also and the raven shall dwell in it, and he shall stretch out, and he shall stretch out upon it the line of confusion and the stones of emptiness.
That's right. So again, this place only gonna be inhabited by desert creatures. Owls, you don't know those sort of an unclean animal.
Right.
So that, yeah, hateful birds. That's why when you read it, Revelation, that's what it's talking about. Okay, verse 4. And not till somebody get this.
I got Revelation 11.
Oh, yeah.
This is the book of Revelation in verse 8. This is the book of Revelation chapter 11 and verse 8. And it says, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which is spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified.
Right, and that's again, that verse there is talking all spiritual dead bodies. Because when you go to Ezekiel 37, the Lord talked about what the valley of dry bones and how they were just dry bones. Right? And then he talked about how through the prophecy, the Lord breathed breath into them. And then the sinews and the skin came apart. And then he breathed his breath into them. So they had life. And then he explained to you that valley dry bones is talking about the nation of Israel. So spiritually, our people, for the most part, are dry bones, very dry. Okay, without skin, they're just walking dead bodies. They're just walking no close. I can hear the rattling as they walk down the street. But they ain't got no understanding. When they're talking about committing adultery and smoking and all that, that's them dry bones, speak, because they ain't got no life in them. Scripture said they're wise to do evil, to do good, they have no knowledge. The niggas talking about, they make songs out of it. Rapping and the whole song about crack, right? Now, yeah, you could put that knowledge into some chemistry, right? And get into the herbs and all that and learn something. But you can make a whole rap song, verse for verse, about instructions of a recipe of how to make crack hard and what to do with it. But what about chemistry? You could be a chemist, nigga. But then you explain that to them, man, I ain't trying to hear that shit. They got different words for it, slang for it. So they can't use that knowledge that they have, which is just about chemistry. And use it to good, they gotta use it for evil. That's Israel.
Hey, Esau, you the brain for that. But it took scientists to even come up with that mixture, that potion, man, to make cocaine hard. Scientists did that and then showed Jake how to do it and told him we could only sell it in his neighborhood.
Which all these damn nations had drugs and stuff in their kingdom, but like this kingdom took it to a whole new level. This is Rome 2.0. Even
now, that's how you know these people don't give a damn about you. America has a unique problem, unique in all the world, which is what they call the opioid epidemic. That's a America, Babylon unique issue, okay? So you ain't gonna be able to go to nowhere else and say, so what about the opioid epidemic? They're gonna be like, because that's only over here. That's because these motherfuckers are getting rich off of your husband. And they know it's addictive. And they don't care, they just gonna keep writing it out. And you know what I'm saying? It's affecting them. And the only reason you hear about it now is because it's affecting everybody else. Just like the crack epidemic. You only heard about it because it was affecting you. That's it. When it was affecting you, they don't give a damn. That shows you they don't care about you. Because they get people all doped up. In fact, when you look at other countries like Europe, they're actually willing to go, basically narcotics is the last resort. They're willing, one, to bear through the pain, two, deal with natural remedies first, before they resort to narcotics or even prescribing. Nowadays, a doctor give it to you, no doubt, because they getting paid. When they write the order, they getting paid. Man, my toe hurt. Here's some oxycodone. Here's a prescription. Because that can be addictive, right? Yeah. And that's why you gotta be careful with that too. And they getting paid at the cost of your health. That's in Babylon. Okay, and they don't care.
Let's stop at 3. This is Revelation 18:3. For all nations are drunk of the wine of the wrath of fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her.
Right, so they jumped in the same bed with her. And we're gonna bring out some information of some things that this the world, both whether it's negative either way, but they will look at it as positive as far as how they made money and rich. And then you also have some countries that's being destroyed right now morally, even economically, because they decided to jump in the same bed. You know what I'm saying?
It says, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich to the abundance of her delicacies. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, that ye not receive of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, Yahweh hath remembered her iniquities.
We're talking about our physical salvation. I know in the past they talking about spiritually. Yeah, but that verse in particular is talking about physical salvation. But yeah, first you must spiritually flee this place if you want to seek salvation. You have to. Like I said, you got some Israelites you find out that really they secretly like it. You know, like I said, there was one guy that, like I said, came on the board, and he basically is like he just can't get with the whole taking women by force thing in the kingdom. That's what he said. That's the last thing you should be concerned about. But secretly, that shows that you really like some of the rules that Esau got her. You like that. A lot of you Israelites, you like that too. Okay, I know a lot of you guys who weren't perfect, you like the fact that Esau don't make it to where you can't legally marry more than one. You like that shit. You know what I'm saying? You like his little law and rule on like what they call statutory rape, which all that is a woman who's a woman by age, right? She could be 14, 15, and she's dealing with somebody in her 30s or 20s. Esau would call it involuntary rape. A lot of you motherfuckers like that shit, man. Because I just don't like to see a young woman being with a. You're supposed to get with somebody young. So you're not operating in the script, you're operating off emotion. That's why a lot of you secretly you want to stay there, man, and it's being found out, man. You like this shit. You're supposed to hate everything this motherfucker got to offer y'all inside of this little shit with man. Talking about some only legally married woman. That's a trap. First of all, marriage is a trap. And for them to reduce you to one, that's a damn trap. Okay, that's a trap. That's what you guys don't get. But you've been indoctrinated in society to think that way. Okay?
Yeah, like it's pretty much just a trap up. Man, over there in the IUIC, they say you gotta marry a woman according to the state. Like what the hell that's in the Bible? Okay? Like the marriage is between you and that woman and her father. Like that's what that's between.
I'll tell you where you can find that. You can find that when you read Matthew 23, when the Lord cursed out the wicked scribes and Pharisees, and he complained that you're putting heavy burdens on man's shoulders. That's putting a burden on the man's shoulders. And you make them legally change their name and all. You putting burdens on man's shoulders, man. And it's gonna be found out. Breaking up families.
That marriage, it puts, the woman kind of over the man, man, in this society. Like the woman is over you, man. Her emotions and her feelings matter more than logic and reason and script and the law doesn't do.
Yeah, and a lot of our women that do so-called wake up, right? They go to IUIC because they like the whole system of marriage. Like that's why we say Israel United in Christ, IUIC, is basically Black Israelite Christian church. That's pretty much what it is. Different. Had cookouts and shit.
And like why is that not good enough to say like, yeah, I got a wife that Like, that means you are okay with what Esau got going on because we don't give a fuck what Esau's contract says. If that's my wife, that's my wife. Between me and the Lord. Why the fuck do you? A lot of y'all like it here, man. You like it in this place. You like it. You still got one foot in this world. You want to try to incorporate what America got into the kingdom. It's not gonna fucking happen. And that's why a lot of you got problems. When y'all say y'all got problems with GMS, all we're doing is telling you the truth. Really, you got a problem with how the Lord set things up. Just keep it real. You're too ashamed to say you're ashamed of the gospel. So instead, you try to put it on men. Oh, it's just y'all. No, motherfucker, you ashamed of the gospel. So I guarantee you, when you read the Deuteronomy 22, when it talks about the grape, okay, the moment the Lord said, if a man take a wife by force and she screamed, put him there, you was all happy. Then you probably read the next verse and saw that in the case of it, guess what? You can put her and that nigga together, including her. And yet that don't sit right with you. Now, if it just said off with the man's head, y'all be all for it. You'll be teaching. And if a man come on my phone, he was the guys. But the Lord said, also, kill that bitch. You know what I'm saying? If she don't, because you can't put no fast on her. The Lord ain't moved by, he's not a mortal man. He's not moved by the tears and all that. That's why we did diligent inquisition. Okay? Because a woman can easily say some shit and drink it to the head like Solomon. And she turn or whatever, Solomon, like, yeah, whatever, bitch, I'm gonna look into this shit. You a damn lie. You know? Good case, yeah.
Be a child. They use wisdom to find out who was lying.
Yeah. He did diligent inquisition, man. We didn't just take shit face value like Esau does in fucking America.
Yeah. The two women in the dead child.
Split it.
Yeah, like her, her baby died, so she went and took another woman's baby. Yeah. Try to make it hers.
That's all he did because the baby had.
Oh, he threatened to.
Oh, he threatened.
Hell nah, man, that's murder, bro.
Oh shit,
that's murder.
I probably read it too fast.
Yeah, real mother, she was like, no, just let her get it.
Yeah.
So that's how he was able to tell who was the real mother. The fake, the woman who stole the baby was like, okay, yeah, you can split me in half. Nah, hell no, I'll split my baby in half, just let her get it. But that's how he was able to use that wisdom to find out who was mine.
We were just judges, and we looked at things correctly. We didn't get emotional. We saw systems all fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the whole involuntary rape, whatever it's called. You got women who lie about their age. Why is that? Because they want to have sex. But if Esau like, yo, the man up, and you like, look, bitch, and she can look good, she can pull it off. They know they can pull it off, right? They build. And they'll still be like, we don't care, lock you up. But why do you niggas and just when you okay with that shit? Fuck that.
Like Captain Cesario, he basically said, I feel like in my heart that a man should marry a woman that's his age.
Yeah. And he said in his heart, a woman is only a woman when she turned 18. Nigga, you got that from Esau, man.
That's right.
The fuck is wrong with you? Fuck out of here, man.
Yeah.
That's why I been found out y'all ain't no man no more. You got all these people dropping dead, and you know what? Guess who promoted that? ISUBK.
Right.
Number one.
And like how many people in the camp that dropped dead from that?
They ain't gonna tell us.
Yeah, because they don't want to look like they wrong. So like they'd rather just lie and
Omit shit.
and cover it up so they don't look guilty. You know, just so they won't have to get the satisfaction of GMS is right. You know, hey, that's pride. That's pride.
This is Isaiah 30, and I'll start at verse, I'll start at 8, Salaki. Now go write it before them in the table and note it in the book, that it may be for at the time to come forever and ever. That this is a rebellious people, blind children that have not heard the law of the Lord, will say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. Get you out of the way, turn aside out of the path caused the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us.
Basically, they say, look, take the law and the way of the Most High, get that from before us, man, and tell us the things we want to hear. And a lot of you love what Esau Edom got to offer. You like how he got shit set up. Of course, we know the women gon'. Of course, the women gon' like it. Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? But it's you men that's the problem. You know, you ashamed of what the Lord got his order, and you want to stick to what Esau got, and you want to try to incorporate that into this walk and try to act like that's how it's going to be in the kingdom. That ain't the case. You know, I don't know why IUIC is so infatuated with a man and his maid. You know, Scripture says, who knows the way of a man is made. I don't know why they're so concerned about how many you got, if she's a believer, right? Scriptures clearly tell you about the unbelieving spouse. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand their issue with that. They're going to have to answer to the Lord on that. Okay, because that's deliberate going against this. But a lot of chicks, they want to do their own thing. They want to take what Esau got and try to put that in the street. No, man, you got to, it says, eat the whole world. Right? You got to talk about the bitter and the sweet. The bitter literally means the opposite of sweet. Okay? And then go and teach. So when you read these truths, it's bitter and they're sweet. And for you to be kingdom-minded, you have to accept that. You can't, I'm just going to take the sweet and cast out the bitter. You ain't kingdom-minded.
To add to that, you know, with the word about a man's situation with his woman, technically, and even the Lord gave counsel about that. Be not busybodies in any man's manner, you know, because however that man is dealing with his woman, you know, then that's how he deal with his woman, you know, because when you start diving into that shit, getting into this man's business and stuff, now you looking like a bitch, man, you know, because at the end of the day, you worry about what's going on with your shit, man. You know, because you want to cater to his woman and shit. Then the man off you for, you know, being in his business, man. The Lord even said, "Be not busybodies in other man's matters." Common sense should tell you that, you know, because when you sniff your nose to some shit that you ain't supposed to be in, now you in the situation yourself. You know, so, I did got precept. You got. Nah, you gonna finish it.
Get you out of the way and turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. Wherefore there says the Holy One of Israel, because you despise His word and trust in oppression and perverseness and stay thereon.
So that's the attitude a lot of they really like it here in America, and they don't have to say it. They don't have to say like. So that's why we say a lot of Israelites believe that they're gonna be here for another 2 years or so. They don't gotta say it. Okay, it's gonna manifest in their works and in their teachings. Okay, some Israelites literally trying to build a kingdom on this side. Some Israelites trying to build a kingdom on this side and try to be king over. You gotta bow to me. Y'all gotta all come to me. That's what even General Yohana said. You read his little caption in the little description box on all their videos. Every Israelite camp is ordered to come under great General Yohana and all that. Like, what? He's, you know, it said he's the only one that has authority under heaven, under Israel, so to speak. So basically, he's saying he's over King David. You know, because that's what you read in that.
And it's like, hey, that's a proud ass statement. That's hella proud, and we haven't seen General Yohana teach nobody in years.
Can't find even a breakdown of him doing a lesson.
Right.
That's why we know anybody that follows that group, man, you just in the house of Saul, and you're enamored by the gimmicks, the boots, the out appearance, the boot camp. That's all. Because
you just wish that you could join the military. Now you Israelites, so you just join the military.
And are there going to be some service in there? Of course. But at this point, if you see what we've seen, and still be a part of that group, chances are you're not a good that. You just in it for show. Okay? And the word of Yahweh Yahushua has no value to you. You know, you all about yourself, how you can get ahead in life. You know, we're supposed to put the names of Yahweh Yahushua in front and come first before all. You don't want to get caught up in that drama. Right? Make sure that you're doing this out of sincerity and truth, not for your own personal dealings or gains. Then you're gonna get questioned.
This is Proverbs 12 and 11. He that tilleth his land shall be satisfied with bread, but he that followeth vain persons is void of understanding.
And the scripture says not to make thyself an underling to a foolish man. So why would you put yourself over there unless you just also a nigga yourself and you just like the fact that you get respect, praise, platforms, people want to interview you. But when it comes to the doctrine, you got all kind of spots, right? Everything's all out of whack. John the Baptist wasn't a man of the Lord. You know what I'm saying?
Breaking down the mark of the beast room.
Yeah, saying the mark of the beast is Christianity or something spiritual. You can have sex on the Sabbath. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I actually can, yeah. Anal sex. You promoted it too. And that's why it's like, but again, not everybody. The Lord's dealing with the smart one.
Book of Jeremiah chapter 2 and verse 33. Why trimmest thy way to seek love? Therefore hast thou also taught the wicked ones thy way?
Right, so trimming your ways to seek love. Especially, and we see it all the time, right? And you know it's spiritual because the apostles just about, they always, it's the Lord, man. When the Lord said he's going to first judge his people, okay, the house of Israel, the leaders or the Israelites. Y'all are being pressed for the holes in your doctrine, for the spots in your feet. This is the Spirit addressing that. Because a lot of you thought that you could just, well, a lot of you do think you could just sneak into the kingdom having this personal gripe with the scriptures. That law never said right with me. And you just gonna sneak in the kingdom. No, the Lord said he searches the hearts and the reins of all men. Everything is gonna be tried. You ain't gonna be able to sneak in the kingdom knowing that you always had an issue with Yahweh. Or you never really liked this guy or the order that the Lord did. I ain't agree with the flood. And you think you just gonna enter a kingdom knowing it? I never said right. No, man, you're gonna be pressed, and you're gonna be it's gonna be brought to light. That's why the scriptures. I mean, it's like the brothers bringing out, the elders is talking about what the holes in these doctrines, right? Focus primarily is in IUIC. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things they're guilty of, and they need to address it. They need to address it. All y'all who talk about the mark of the beast isn't the chip, that's going to be addressed. So
said the Lord turned them into stone a couple of times.
That's why I'm saying that we got 100% truth, because they're in the topic that we haven't covered or afraid to cover or anything like that. And woman. So you can't come to Great Millstone and say, y'all want this, y'all want this. We answer it, we all answer it. You know what I'm saying? We're not deliberately going against the book. You know what I'm saying? For our own personal gain. And a lot of y'all think, oh, we got time, so we ain't got to worry about it like that. And you're going to see that through the Spirit, you're going to be pressed to answer. Okay? What's up with this? What's up with this? What's up with this? Hey, you listen to the apostle, man, what are y'all talking about? It's the Spirit. Okay? It's the Spirit. The Lord is pressing, because the scripture says that, the heart basically give you the full intent of the man. Really, these guys, really, a lot of them are ashamed of God. They're not going to say it over there. But the Lord is going to bring it out. Ultimately, that's what they are. They're ashamed of the gospel. Just come out and say it. Okay? So then we can know, well, we already marked it. But then we'll know that you're truly not the man of the Lord.
Revelation 18.
They're ashamed. What are you ashamed of, man? Especially knowing that in the kingdom, we're not even going to do that, man. Everything's going to be in order. Or the things it just don't sit. What are you ashamed of?
It all boils down to faith. Because Jake think he got to kiss ass just to get a woman, man. And the scripture says what? He that forsaken houses, women, children. Lord said don't give him 100-fold. Okay? So how in the hell would you want to push a doctrine that they basically pushing monogamy?
So, and it's against nature. Put it that way. It's against nature. Okay. One man, you may just be cool with just one, but you can't fault a man for, you know, giving in every now and then. That's what we doing what we're created to do.
And also women, you know, they'll bash a woman for, oh, how you wouldn't be with him? He got another girl. And they're choosing, man. You know, Isaiah 4:1, what about that scripture?
Which is going to come to pass. They want to say, no, I'm just talking about the kingdom. How's it talking about the kingdom? When it says that we shall eat our own food, our own pearl, we're going to be a family. What the fuck are we talking about? Let's talk about right now. Ashamed, again, ashamed. What's y'all problem, man? Y'all better deal with it. Okay? Y'all better deal with it. Hey, it's being found out. A lot of guys, even in shit, that's got a problem with order, doctrine, and it's going to be brought out. You got to deal with it. Okay? Some of them tripping off the King David thing. Some of them tripping. That's really because they want to be super duper special, right? Israelite, you know what I'm saying? And they want to ultimately have everything reset while they leave. Yeah. Guys want the priesthood in the kingdom so that they can be king priests. We gonna all be priests in this. We gonna all be priests, man. What is y'all problem, man? But the scripture tell you that Malachi 3, I believe, is maybe 16. Yeah, you can read that to 18 buffer.
All right. This is, you want to do it now?
Yeah.
Malachi chapter 3 and verse 16, and it reads, Then they that feared the Lord Yahweh spake often one to another, and the Lord hearkened and heard it. And the book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared the Lord and that thought upon his name. And they shall be mine, saith the Lord of hosts, in that day when I make up my jewels, and I will spare them as a man spareth his own son that serveth him. Then shall ye return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth the Most High and him that serveth him not.
Right. What's happening right now is this week. You got some that's serving him out, and some that's serving him not. Some that's serving their own bellies. Right? And it always is revealed in the end, always. If Jake took the bag, they made the deal, they always gonna have their little moments of good times, pleasure. Looks like they're going all right, but then in the end, you gotta address it. Everybody that takes a deal with Satan, okay, pays.
Gotta pay.
So it's gonna be found out. I mean, yeah, like you said, look at the celebrities. This ain't the good time to be a rapper no more. Throughout the past 20, 30, 40 years, that was the thing to be, right? Man, what's happened to these rappers? Smoked, dead, dropped it dead, destroyed. Hey, a lot of the phonies being called out on drugs. These guys being caught. Jay-Z's being called out for a phony that he is. Beyonce's being called out for the phony that she is. All these people being called out for phonies. Tupac been exposed for being a phony. B.I.G. All these rappers that y'all look up to being found out, they just biters, stealers, thieves, just a bunch of niggas. Yeah. And now they don't get no praise. Nobody talk about these motherfuckers. But that used to be the thing then. But you see, they had their reign of fun. That's why Scripture says not to need to be a sin. Because in the end, he said, you don't know what shall be in the end. In the end, they all have to be put to the test and exposed, man. So with these Israelite groups, the false ones, it's going to be found out who took the bag. A lot of us already know. But it's going to be, without a doubt, evidence to where any Israelite be like, you sold out, you know what I'm saying? Without a doubt. We found out if some suspicious going on, it all comes out in the end, and that's the time we're in.
I'm waiting for General Yohana or Nate to take the part. Like Yeah, see, I can eat. I mean, look, if that don't wake you up,
Just wait till the chip come. Everybody gonna be squirming. Just wait. We're gonna really see the real believers. And even in Great Millstone. We're gonna really see who's really a believer. Okay?
The Lord wants you to be able to eat, don't he?
Yeah. That factory Hunt said that too. Yeah, you gonna take it, and I'm gonna take it because I want to eat. He was joking, but he's for real.
I want you to eat too.
And it's gonna be found out. Hey, a lot of people go. And the thing is that hour temptation, that's an individual test. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, you're gonna have situations in brother's household. You're gonna come home, and their wife gonna be sitting there with that look. What's the problem? That's the one. And you're gonna be. Brother's gonna have to go through that, man. To be looking at your own family members and loved ones. To know, like, and that's gonna be a test for you. Everybody's got to go through it. The difference is when you come to Great Millstone, we teach that narrative. Okay? We teach that possibility to get you ready. The scripture says that the prophets are supposed to go out to the highways and the gaps and prepare the hedge. The hedge is Yahweh, that faith. That's the builder. We will be selling you a dream if we say your family gonna make it, your wife gonna make it, your children gonna make it. Yeah. We saying there's a possibility. It ain't no Jacob's trouble. We saying there's a possibility that could happen. We put it out there. Hopefully it don't happen. But we put it out there so that you can be prepared. You understand? Versus going to this group and telling you ain't no Jacob's trouble. Mark of the beast ain't the chip. It ain't got nothing to do with you and me.
right?
So Israel's a backsliding children, man. When you get them that window, right? You telling them, because if you telling the nigga all he need to know is that ain't the mark, and you may give him your opinion, but I would advise you not to take the chip. In his eyes, you just telling me your opinion. If I ain't sinning against the Lord, I'm gonna do what I gotta do to keep my job.
Right.
You don't want to be that leader or that teacher responsible for that. You don't want that. That's why we telling you straight up, no. Okay? When more shit get revealed about people dying from these jabs, right?
Yeah, we saw that with the jab.
Ain't nobody gonna be able to come to Great Millstone and say that they didn't get an answer or guidance during that day. No, we made sure before that even happened. No. In fact, Pastor Hall even said, if you even thinking about taking it, don't come to the camp. Showing you that way. We prepared for this time, man. We should be in it. And when you go to Mother Israelite groups, I don't know what counsel you got from them, but you can't come to Great Millstone and say that y'all said this and I should. No, we made it very clear. No. Right? I'm telling you, man, we in that time, man. A lot of shit's being revealed. Okay? A lot of Israelites bullshit. They getting put to the test. Y'all doctrines, false doctrines being pressed. Okay? You had your little years of fun and feasts and festivals. Now it's time, and then basically putting the truth on the back end. We ain't got to deal with that right now. We having fun. We doing interviews and hosting big events and parties and stuff. Guess what? Now it's time for you to acknowledge the truth. What's your problem with Paul? You got an issue with Paul? You don't? Then what's up with this, and that, and this? All right, what's up with this? What's up with that? What's up with this? What's up with that? That's what's happening right now. Through the spirit of the prophets. Okay? Go back to that.
Revelation 18:4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, and ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues, for her sins don't reach unto heaven, and Yahweh have remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works, and the cup she hath filled to her double. Verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, and ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive none of her plagues, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and Yahweh have remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works, cup which she had filled to her double. Verse 7. How much she had glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment give her. It's like so much torment and sorrow give her. For she said in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow and shall see no sorrow.
Well, you know what that's talking about. It's like, you get Isaiah 47. This is how we know, again, it's talking about Babylon. We read Isaiah 47, it's saying the same thing.
Start at verse 1.
Yes.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 47, and verse 1. It reads and it says, Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne or daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstones and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not beat thee as a man. As for our Redeemer, Yahweh of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel, sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldees, for thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms. I was wroth with my people, I have polluted my inheritance, and given them into thine hand, thou didst shew them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou very, very heavily laid thy yoke, and thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart.
Yeah, you see? That's thou shalt be a lady forever. And again, if you read verse 1, it's talking about what? Babylon, right? But guess what? Babylon failed. You know what I'm saying? And Babylon had, like I said, they failed. You know what I'm saying? They lost the case. So it's talking about a new Babylon. And this Babylon is how we know it's talking about America. Has there ever American soil, has there ever been a war in American soil? Has there ever been some type of Pearl Harbor or Hiroshima, Nagasaki, or, you know, in different countries, right?
Like Desert Storm. Like basically what the brother trying to say is, have there ever been any foreign troops invaded? And like basically like the city is getting sieged. No, it never happened. The only time when there was war on this landmass, but it was twice. Was when Esau was going up against Gad and them. And
Civil War.
Yeah, and he had a civil war.
Right. Like in those countries, they have to learn about, they grow up, right? In their schools, they have to learn about Big Bad America. They have to learn about the bodies and the catastrophes and the war that they've experienced on the receiving end of America or Babylon's wrath.
We just teach them. How you good?
You know, so they got to learn about this time, whatever events that happened to them. They got to learn about, like Hiroshima, stuff like that. They got to learn about that, right? When we grew up, we ain't had to learn shit. The only thing we learned was what we did to other people. You know what I'm saying? Now, somebody gonna throw 9/11 in there, inside job. Okay? Inside job. Okay? BS, alright? America has never got really, that's why it's known as a virgin. Because they dish out the hate and the afflict. They say, I ain't gotta deal with that. I sit as a queen, I would never know the loss of children, but sit as a widow, which means you would never know what it's like to experience loss, right? Right? That's why you live what? Carelessly. That's why this is known as a city that dwells without walls. You live carelessly. You're like, what's the world thing? America is not going to happen here. We got to go with that. Some other countries have national drills that they practice and that they do because they live in the real world, man. They live in the real world. They know about Big Bad America. They know that they can't dwell carelessly like you people. Right? So just the idea of martial law, lawless society, y'all be like, it ain't gonna happen here. never had to deal with them. We never had to experience that. You know what I'm saying? Never happened. Especially not on these soils of North America. You know what I'm saying? So, like I know Bruce Lee.
It says, verse 8. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burnt with fire. For strong is the Lord Yahweh who judgeth her. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her.
That's right. Now we're going to talk about some things that these other countries have. Since they committed fornication with her, they jumped in the same bed. You got the there's a few things, like I said, since these countries, that's why the scripture said, these shall hate the whore. Because a lot of the things they got rich off of, right? So they're like some things are starting to hurt them. And some of the things that they've incorporated in their lifestyle, it's like the LGBT movement, feminism, you know what I'm saying? Hey, the American dollar. Now they're really paying for it now. Because now they realize that that American dollar has been used as a weapon against them. So that's why they got a love-hate with Babylon. Some just flat out hate this place. Some got rich back by her, right? And they love it. Like I said, they incorporated feminism. We're gonna talk about that. Toxic masculinity, LGBT, all that. They incorporated in their country. They slept in the same beds, right? You know, we got that. Do me a favor. Read the title, then just jump down to the. Say the last paragraph. Then you gonna hit the next page.
So this is an article out of Atlanta Blackstar.com. Top 6 countries that grew filthy rich from enslaving black people, or Israelites.
Read the first paragraph.
Under England. Yeah, England.
England, right?
Between 1761 and 1801, British traders hauled 1,428,000 African captives across the Atlantic and pocketed 96.5 billion, about 13 billion in value today from selling them as slaves. From 1500 to 1860, by very modest estimations, around 12 million Africans were traded into slavery in the Americas, which, we know these was Israelites living amongst the Hamites, because they always pushed this, you was Africans, we got you from there. But just because you dwell in the place don't mean that that's your native land.
That's right.
In British vessels alone, 3.25 million Africans were shipped. Though these voyages were often very profitable. For instance, in the 17th century, the Royal Africa Company could buy an enslaved African with trade goods worth $5 and sell that person in the Americas for $32, making an average net profit of 38% per voyage.
So you can jump down.
Big cat.
So that's wealth. So you got people in England who got slaves, right? Jump down to the left. No, you don't even jump. No, you don't read the left. So what they'll do is just like what Esau did. They bring shit over here, right? Slave labor, slaves themselves, and they sell at a higher price. So that's and then it's all free labor. You can't beat free labor. So you profit in everything.
In the last paragraph, as the primary catalyst for the Industrial Revolution, the transatlantic slave trade provided factory owners who dealt in textiles, iron, glass, gun making and a mega market in West Africa. Where their goods were traded for slaves, Birmingham had over 4,000 gun makers with 100,000 guns a year going to slave traders. The boom in manufacturing provided many jobs for ordinary people in Britain who, in addition to working in factories, could be employed to build roads and bridges and in whaling, mining, etc.
If I can add also, you just made a point about this whole labor thing. You think about how many years, right? You can't make up that time either. That's 400 and some odd years that somebody's got a head start on you. And there's no way for your people to catch up to it. When they talk about equity, and they talk about things being so-called equal, how the hell you things gonna be equal? You got a 400-something year head start on me. There's no freaking way you can make that time up.
Just the kingdom.
And,
Right.
and constantly, this damn devil, we steady setting snares
Right.
to set you back.
Right.
Alright? Pushing rap music, drugs, guns.
Which guess what? Deuteronomy 30%. All that shit coming back on him anyway. From his children being, engulfed with the rap music.
Right.
His wife being a slut and and loose out in the streets.
Right.
His children getting slain out here in the streets. All that. The opioid epidemic, like the things he set up to get Jake. A lot of times his people fall into it because they just they naturally low like that.
Right. Yeah, and a lot of these Edomite women, they gonna reject them.
So he's losing on all sides.
Yeah. It's like, hey, all he had to do was just let us go. That's all he had to do.
That's why all the diet comes into play. Because like you said, just reading about like 15 to 17, that's like over 200 years, man. Of nothing of them just accumulating wealth off our backs for free. Right? And then you got these niggas might say, hey, I'm innocent, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I got black friends. Bitch, you was born into it. You understand? Like you said, y'all had a 400-year start. You were born in advantage, we were born in disadvantage. And I remember reading somewhere it basically said when an Israelite child is born, it's already like categorized as poor. Poverty, you know what I'm saying? Because you basically don't got nothing. And that's how it is. And the devil's gotta pay. Let's believe you're gonna pay. An apology ain't gonna do it.
That's right.
Let's believe we're gonna put your ass to work on you. And you're gonna be looking at us sideways and be like, couldn't you just, my Lord, can't you just speak that and it'll be in existence? No, motherfucker, you're gonna pick up that brick, you're gonna pick up that shit, and you're gonna go to work. And it's gonna be endless buildings. I'm never gonna run out of ideas. We're done with this castle. Good. Time to start on the next one. And I got endless enterprises that need to come to life. And you gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? And while you over there manually doing the shit, we gonna hop in our chariots. We're gonna be flying around. We're gonna be showing our spiritual power. And your ass is gonna physically build our kingdom. Right. By labor, motherfucker. You gonna build. The scripture said that in the kingdom our streets gonna be paved with gold. Who you think gonna do that? You damn heathens, man.
Right.
Shit, and especially you Amalekite. That's my look. I want Amalekite. I'm always gonna be. I don't like Amalek, man. 90% of my Edomite slaves, Amalek fucking rats. Get down and get dirty. I'm making you work.
I got to precept that.
Okay.
This is Joel chapter 3, but it goes to what you just finished reading. For context's sake, I'll just start at verse 13.
Joel 3.
It reads, for behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, will also gather all nations. I will bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat or Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage, which is Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. And verse 3, and have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, Tyre and Zidon, which is, and of course Palestine, which is my point. These are ported cities in the place that they call Africa. Okay. Will ye render me a recompense, and will ye recompense me swiftly? Swiftly and speedily will I return your recompense upon your own head, because ye have taken my silver and gold and have carried them into the temples, my goodly pleasant things. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians. See, so these other nations, they gotta pay, and that goes to your point about black people. They always hollering, other black people sold other black people into slavery. No, it was the fucking Hamites, you know. And let me get the last verse. Behold, I will raise them out of the places where ye have sold them, and I will return your recompense upon your own head, and I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Syrians, another nation, to a people far off, for the Lord Yahweh has spoken.
That's why the Lord said, you're going to recompense me swiftly, God recompense you speedily. Hell, just to talk of reparations, put these Edomites in the oven. Right. They don't believe that they have to pay or owe you people anything. They really don't. They really don't. Right?
Appreciate you. Here's California talking about what they trying to pay.
Yeah.
You know, they citizens who are foundational black Americans, talking about some $200,000 per person.
That ain't shit.
Tax. Right, that ain't nothing. That's gonna go right back to Cadillac and
Dodge.
Dodge.
That's all it's gonna do. Make Cadillac dealer rich. That's all it's gonna do.
Instead of coming together, you know,
put it there all together.
Yeah, because you can do a lot with $200,000. Like if you if you do it right.
Yeah, like what? They'll change the game on it.
Right.
Like, oh shit.
Go up to
Going to the chick.
That's right. Yeah. We already know like that's where it's going.
Right.
Because that Jake popping up with rubber bands and cat. Oh yeah, they finna roll a chip out. You know, they ain't gonna you confused.
If I could add, Salaki about me to cut you off. If I could add, why would you even want anything in this world now? Because the Bible said if you of this world, the world of his own. You understand what I'm saying? But why would you want anything when the dollar's sinking, the interest rate is going high? If they did give you something, it ain't worth what you're supposed to get anyway. So why would you want anything?
And they owe you 420 years of interest.
Right, exactly. It ain't worth what the little bird left on the limb.
I mean, hey.
Put that interest on it. Because Esau, he don't let you walk out without his interest. You gonna get that first, then you pay your bill or your debt.
They're gonna increase the prices on all the Jordans,
right?
On the Popeyes, on the taxi. They're gonna increase it, and niggas gonna speak it too. And
gonna give it all back. That's all they're gonna do.
That's what they want. And Jake know that's why even Dave Chappelle, he made that skit. It's in the Boondocks. Jake was to ever get they pay, they just gonna give it right back.
Just gonna give it back.
Yeah, it was in the Boondocks. You had to eat my life. By the time we gave it to them, they're rushing to give it right back. and because that's what you niggas do. Because Jake, a lot of Jakes, go your whole life for no money, so you get some money, use a damn fool. You know what I'm saying? But you hear these people talk about how you can strategically, economically collapse this place, and we took all our money and save it and spent it in our community. It actually worked, but you're dealing with Jake. Alright? You're dealing with niggas, and Jake is a revolter, especially the black people. Let's say if you did decide to form a protest, hey y'all, we ain't gonna spend our money at Walgreens no more. black woman is going to deliberately go and spend half of her check at Walmart, put it on the internet just to be an enemy to you. Right. That's a reality. This is the people you're dealing with.
Yeah, they're just petty.
They'll do it. Revolting. They'll do it just to be against you.
Yeah, like Floyd Mayweather. Yeah. Then nigga said, I'm gonna get some Gucci. And walked in the store.
After like, nigga, we had them rappers and stuff said they wanted to protest Gucci because they had a little loose, right? What does this guy do? Go down and spend thousands of Gucci, all right, on purpose, just to get back at his own. And the guy was like, so what do you, on the camera, so what do you think about Gucci? And I'm like, oh man, I don't know nothing about that. I just know I live my life. Nah, nigga, you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing, but and whether he did that for fun or whatever, it just shows you that that's what happened. Even if you really could get our people all on one line, they're gonna be an enemy to you just to be an enemy to you, right? Shit. Especially the black woman. Yeah,
like shit, you can get your own damn clothing brand. You know, it's not really a whole. I know a lot of people that sell their own brand. You know, hey, but Jake don't want to do that. Like Jake, he's all in the rap music. Louis Vuitton, Fendi, Versace. All this bullshit that makes it go back to idols, like Nike, those are big guys. Okay? And I don't really know the backstory of Versace. I think it's like a little boy.
I know it's somebody new.
Yeah. He's a sodomite.
Yeah.
Who's it? Versace.
I might be thinking of something else.
He was gay.
Oh, yeah. Louis Vuitton,
like which I know that they all sodomites, but I'm saying like the type of guys that they go back to.
Oh. It's the other one. A lot of people just got on them and start with a G, not Gucci. It's the other one. Jesus Lord. No, you talking about Balenciaga? Balenciaga, yeah, that's what I meant to say. Balenciaga, you know, that goes back to some wicked shit anyway.
Yeah, it goes back to ball is king.
Yeah.
Right.
And I don't know why Jake could pull any down. Last thing I'm worried about is some Gucci. I get these stones, man. Get to these stones. That's what Jake. Anyway, that's what we in, right? Not to say gold isn't valuable. That stuff is valuable. Fuck that shit. I get some stones.
Real. Real.
Some Gucci
shoes made out of literally Christmas.
Louis Vuitton. Don't get me wrong. I actually try to buy from Jake Louis Vuitton. I do. You know.
Jake, he has a raw talent. I'd much rather deal with Jake, you know what I'm saying, that got his business going, fucking go and see that bitch ass, fake ass, either my screen that they have, because they give me $1. Or any of these heaters, man, when they say thank you for it, like, thank you.
Yeah, I said, Deuteronomy 23:3. An Ammonite or a Moabite should not enter into the congregation of the Lord, even to their 10th generation should they not enter into the congregation of the Lord. Because they met you not with bread and with water in the way when you came forth out of Egypt, because they hired against the Balaam, son of Beor, of Pethor of Mesopotamia, to curse thee. Right, so yeah, like the brother Tarzan was saying, just let back it off what he said. Yeah, hey, all you heathens, man, all of you, but starting off with Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, but hey, all of y'all had a hand in our downfall, and all of y'all capitalized. It says even into your 10th generation. And for the brothers that's into numbers and all that, but the scriptures deal with morality. It represents what? Perfection. Okay? And you know, like, since we've been held back, shit, hundreds of generations, man. Okay? Yeah, hey, the Lord ain't dealing with you either, man. All y'all got to do is slavery. Like the brother read in Joel, the 3rd chapter, he's gonna turn that recompense point in your own head. Okay, so yeah, we gonna be shipping your sons and daughters, you ain't gonna never see them again. Alright? they don't even be on the same planet as your black ass. But especially you Hamites, you know, you have black motherfuckers.
Looking to the stars for your children and getting them back.
Yeah, that's how I'm gonna do. That's how I know I'm gonna do it.
Cause he in a whole different galaxy.
We're gonna force y'all to make. Y'all gonna have to make. So obviously we're gonna have a system, spiritual restraint enough to not just eradicate all of it yet, okay? Because y'all gonna have to make. And you go, oh, look at the Edomite child. Perfect. My brother was looking for a new slave. Get that motherfucker over there. Hey, brother, this on the house. Okay? Yeah, that's right. In fact, y'all look too happy together. You know, take this motherfucker, put him over here. Send the son across the sea. Well, how would y'all need a damn somebody, you know what I'm saying? Clean up his dog and shit, you know what I'm saying? That's how we gonna do it. Y'all ain't gonna be able to have no joy. Cause that's how y'all did us. Y'all literally took us and separated us.
Just for fun. Just for shits and giggles, cause they get a kick off. Hey, cause hey, you Edomites are some real sadistic people. You know, like the word sadistic means you get a kick out of causing harm to somebody. So, in which Israelites like that now, but naturally, like we not like that. Like yeah.
Esau, man. You made niggas, man. This is your brother.
And no women, and actually live video, there's women on the auction blocks. The moment they say, I'll just take her, and they would literally fall to the ground crying, no, don't separate me from my daughter. Don't separate me from, you know, it's either us, and they're like, no, we just want him. And they'll be, please, bring us all as a family. And they'll be like, and they'll be fighting, like, where they going? The same thing, yeah, we're going to have some fun.
I can't wait.
But you trying to keep your child.
If I see y'all having some joy, it's all good. We about to split that family. That's exactly what we're gonna do. You're gonna know what it's like to have a split family.
Yeah, that's right. That's gonna be hilarious because soon you hear a little laughter. Because I remember back then, they basically didn't want us to laugh in public. We had to put our heads in some buckets and shit. Yeah, but in the kingdom we catch our ass laughing.
Oh man,
that's
I
gonna
never
be
heard
over.
that.
Yeah, boy.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I know where you going.
Yeah, like hey, cause man, Drake dramatic with it. You know, like that.
Get running.
God damn, you messed up my joke, guy. Oh, you good, you good. Yeah, man. You know, Jake be killing himself laughing and shit. And hey, cause we gonna be laughing at you heathens, man. Hey, cause man, Jake know how to joke.
Oh yeah. Put you to work in, John.
Yeah.
See if you gonna laugh.
We'll take the best women, okay? Best. Okay. So you ain't gonna be able to enjoy a good woman. You don't have it. Flat chest, flat arm, that's all you're gonna get. It look good?
Right. Like one of my brothers, man, see one of your daughters is very fair to look upon. I'm gonna take her from you real quick. You know, ain't gonna be no questions asked.
Did you just say
What?
You about to take this spiritual approach. You know what I'm saying? Don't you even question
All right,
yourself.
man, all right.
You're gonna have a smile on your face. Look, that's what my son.
Scripture say.
She's for my son. That's for my son. As a servant, that can be kind of like do whatever. We're about to split all this shit up. We're about to split all this shit up. They have
Break
you know
this
what I'm saying?
shit.
Yeah, and yeah, hey, the Israelite woman, you know, our wives, she can be putting the foot up y'all,
That's how it's done.
y'all asses.
We're gonna be like Uncle Ruckus's dad in the kingdom. Nigga, I just kept you having fun. Slap the shit out there.
Ain't gonna be no room for nothing. You know.
Laughing, all work.
I guess on the Sabbath day, that's your only break. So, but you gonna love and hate it at the same time because you're gonna finally get that day. But then you're gonna know 6 more days to the next one.
Yeah,
You gonna love it and hate it, and we're gonna be right there the moment we sign. You see that light coming. As soon as it hit our point,
Hey, I see the brother Shadow and
wake up, you know, like boot camp. The moment that sun come on me out, whatever, then I'll let y'all see it. And you know, like, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna have him do it. I'm gonna be looking at him. The sun is up, motherfucker. The moment that sun crosses out, I want you everybody to straight to the head, like, how and wake that motherfucking ass up. Because if not, I'm looking
Exactly. Yeah.
You got that from the movie I Am Legend, like when the sun went down and they jumped
That's
over.
how we gonna be like that, dog. And I want y'all better be lined up to go get them damn friends. If not, I'm gonna be.
Yeah, man. As the scriptures say, man, to take terror.
That's right.
upon
God, I was
heathen,
just thinking that, man.
man, there's so much terror I want to do to these man.
And we just doing what you did.
Exactly. And it's even gonna be on a mass scale and worse because we gonna have spiritual powers to be able to do these things. Cause I'm up here thinking about making these little rings and stuff, and I tell them put them on and shit. They gonna think it's like a little jewelry or some shit. Nah, man, fuck up. This shit gonna bring your ass to the ground and shit. Basically like some gravity rings and shit, man.
I know I'm gonna make sure the spirit gonna be on my clients, all my clients. Just watching it, like watching all this shit. Watching.
Yep, just like Esau, when you delivering and stuff, having a little electric fence and shit, dogs be roaming, just like how our lions gonna be roaming.
Yeah, Kyle, hey, that's spirit that you said that, because I mentioned other planets, because those other planets got what? Got different elements,
Right.
you know, with it. Okay, so hey, you might have some iron that's this big that weighs 10,000 pounds.
Roll that shit down. Y'all gonna have to do that. Y'all gonna be tending to all our streets. You know, all of it. Just like when they have festivals now, somebody gotta clean the shit up.
Oh, yeah.
That's who doing that. We ain't living with that.
All the line shit up off the property. You're so damn disgusting and all. Oh, man, you know, gloves and nothing.
Pick this shit up with your leg.
That's right.
Don't look for trees for them. They gonna move on your ass. Oh, it's so hot. The trees gonna be like, no.
You're gonna lean over.
Yep, they gonna get no. In fact, they gonna whoop your
Drop the
ass.
coconut on you.
Oh, damn.
God, I remember that tree, it's a tree out there where the seeds on it explode off it and stuff. Hey, I'm gonna have a lot of, I think they say it fly out like 100-something miles per hour at you and shit like that.
Oh, yeah.
Man, hey.
Was that the one in
got
the
some natural
Amazon or
death
something?
streams.
Yeah.
Yep, hey, y'all gonna get all them.